Terre Haute Casino at 6.
Coming up today, we're talking to an author who wants us to put our brains and bodies on the same page to help us get healthy. You'll hear more from this Harvard grad. There are benefits to smiling that you might not realize. Learn how your smile helps others each day. Plus, our freebie winner has a lot to smile about. They're going to be heading to the Indianapolis Zoo. I'll tell you who that winner is coming up.
Celebrating what makes the Wabash Valley unique and entertaining. WTWO's Julie Henricks and Hazel Marie Anderson with Good Day Live, sponsored by the Hoosier Lottery.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Julie Henricks. Hazel Marie on assignment today. Thanks for ending the week with me. To California, where there's a feud going on over a classic cartoon, sort of. Neighbors are not happy with a house that takes onlookers back to the Stone Age and a family favorite, the Flintstones. NBC's Kevin Tibbles has this story.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones.
No, not Bedrock, but a bedroom community near San Francisco.
They're a page right out of history.
Modern Stone Age digs not owned by Fred and Wilma, but by retired San Francisco Examiner publisher Florence Fang.
I like to dream.
She bought the pile for close to $3 million to entertain friends. But the property's been called a landscaping no-no by the town of Hillsborough, which says she didn't get the proper permits for her statues.
Dare to dream. Dare to challenge. Dare to make changes.
Changes Hillsborough calls a highly visible eyesore. It's fined her $200 and is suing to force her to remove them.
It would be the same process if she were putting Rodin statues up there.
Fang is countersuing the city and says her home has generations of fans. Motorists on a nearby interstate admire it while driving by.
Yabba dabba doo!
But so far, it's a yabba dabba don't. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News.
Oh, well. After the break, from the Stone Age of the Flintstones to the space age of the Jetsons. More and more robots are showing up in places we work and play. We've got a few examples for you. But first, speaking of play, will we be able to do that outside this weekend? Jesse's got answers coming up next.
The average taxpayer could save over $800 in missed credits and deductions by using a tax expert. Stadler & Company wants to help you find your $800. Let us look at your last 3 years' tax returns to see if the IRS has any of your money. If we can't find anything, we'll take $50 off your next tax prep. Call now and mention hashtag #FindMy8 to save your money and your time this tax season.
Stadler, the tax pros.
You've waited all year for this, and so have they. The John Deere Drive Green event is finally here. Drive Green Demo Days is your chance to test drive all the latest equipment, talk to experts, and find fun for the whole family. Attendees who register will get coupons for $500 off compact and utility tractors, $200 off turf and utility equipment, plus savings on parts and attachments. Be there.
Don't miss Drive Green Demo Day, April 13th from 9 to 2 at one of these Alliance Tractor locations in the Wabash Valley.
For over 45 years, Graber Post Buildings has been an industry leader in manufacturing and distributing everything you need for your next post frame building. With 3 different roofing styles and over 20 colors to choose from, we take your ideas to package and design your dream building. Visit us online or give us a call today to get started on your new building from Graber Post Buildings.
Your big event is coming up. It's gonna be a blast.
Where can I find what I need?
We're glad you asked. Deep Party Mania. Energize your celebration. Deep Party Mania. Holidays and all occasions. January to December. Any time of year, remember. Deep Party Mania. Now it's a party.
Welcome back, everyone. I don't know if you did what we did during the commercial break, but we just relived a lot of our favorite cartoons after that flip.
Jetsons.
George of the Jungle.
Yep.
I had a dog named Scooby-Doo.
You did?
Yep. So, yeah.
Well, see, I mean, we were saying cartoons today are so much
they're different.
They're just
totally
different.
Yeah.
Now that you've got grandkids, you know, it's a different experience.
The Bubble Guppies.
What the heck is a...
And Paw Patrol. That's a big one.
Oh, that's like the pets that are like police officers. And,
I know all about it.
oh, Lord, we could go on and on. But how about instead we tell you about the weekend, which is half and half?
Half and half.
Okay.
Half of it's good. We're going to talk about one half, and today's been a pretty good day.
All right.
A little breezy out there, but the sun is back. Look at that. We had some clouds early, then the sun came out. Graber Post Building Cam showing you lots of sunshine across the area right now. Going to stay that way for the evening and overnight. All the clouds are off to the east of this area, so we're in good shape. Temperatures are a lot cooler than yesterday, but actually this is closer to normal in the 60s, some 50s up to the north, so it's not all that bad. Breezy, though. Tonight, mostly clear. Will be a cooler night tonight, dropping all the way down to around 40. Then for tomorrow, this is the best weekend day. Partly sunny, pleasant. Enjoy it. A high of 61. By tomorrow night, rain moves in. Rain looks to be likely on Sunday. Could be a fair amount of it. Right now, I think most of it will come in the morning on Sunday, but look at the temperature. A lot cooler on Sunday. It stays cool on Monday, but then it warms right back up by early next week. We're back in the 70s on Tuesday and Wednesday.
That looks pretty good, Jesse. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to go back down memory lane a little bit right now, too, for those of us who remember college life. Back in the day, having snacks in your dorm room, well, that was kind of a luxury, right? And if you had them, chances were they were probably a little stale at times. No more. New technology changing the way college kids dine and snack with just a touch of a button on their smartphone. NBC's Kate Rogers visited George Mason University to explore how it all works.
Rolling out of bed and into the dining hall to grab a bite to eat is so last semester.
Hello, I'm a Starship delivery robot.
Now, George Mason University students like Victoria Arosa and Jasmine Yaramillo can get food delivered to their dorms, library, or wherever they are on campus by robot. The college is the first to team up with Sodexo and Starship Technologies to offer food and beverage delivery via autonomous robot.
I got super excited because I don't like walking across campus to get food. And so when I found that it had Dunkin', I was like, yay, coffee that'll come to me that I don't have to walk in the cold for.
Since launching in late January, more than 10,000 deliveries have been made at GMU via robot, and the fleet has grown to over 40. Services have been extended to 2 a.m., and there are plans to expand to 24 hours in the near future, with restaurants including Dunkin', Subway, Steak and Shake, and Einstein Brothers. Starbucks and Chick-fil-A are coming soon, all with a low delivery fee of $1.99. Sodexo says that so far, Blaze Pizza's been most popular with students on campus, with about 70 orders coming in per day via the robot. Make that 71. Sodexo has already rolled out the robots at Northern Arizona University with plans for an expansion to come.
We want to get this right and make sure that, every brand is ready to go. Every university has different brands, and so it's a process to get that up and running.
For now, there's no excuse to take a study break. Your midnight snack is coming to you.
And while the idea that robots are replacing human employees is a common notion, Sodexo and Starship say they've actually created more than 20 new positions for students. Those jobs include either managing the robots or the orders that are associated with them. All right, Walmart expanding its team of robots as well. The nation's largest employer is expanding its use of artificial intelligence, and that means customers may see more robots and smart assistants. The company has been pioneering new technology to reduce the time an associate spends on tasks like cleaning floors or checking inventory. 1,500 autonomous floor cleaners as well as 300 additional shelf scanners are expected to be put in place. There will be robotic unloaders to automatically scan and sort items from trucks. Walmart says the addition of the robots will allow associates to serve customers face-to-face on the sales floor. Here's a story of robotics changing a little boy's life forever. And the best part, it was some very smart teens who made it all possible. Here's more now from NBC's Kevin Tibbles.
Come say hi.
Meet 2-year-old Cillian Jackson, born with a genetic condition that makes getting around tough.
Yeah.
So Dad Tyler shopped an idea to Farmington, Minnesota's high school robotics team.
We're like, you know what? That'd be a very good idea.
They took a Power Wheels toy and started tinkering.
We added 2 motor controllers. We added this breadboard.
Styrofoam.
They custom fit a bike carrier seat and even replaced and reprogrammed the joystick.
The entire thing was built in that 3D printer over there.
That controls Cillian's
We'll see how good your driving is today.
new Hot Wheels. Mom Chrissy can't believe her son is now mobile.
Hi. They've helped so much. I mean, this really helps him explore like he's never been able to before.
It was really cool being able to do such an amazing project.
As for the prize-winning robotics club,
I think we won here more than we do at our competitions.
We go again?
they're at the controls when it comes to acts of kindness. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News.
Very special kids there. Still to come, if you want to lose weight, sleep better, and be happier, it's all in your head. We're going to talk to the author of the Brain Body Diet when we return.
Everything you want is just a click away with the WTWO News app. Download it now.
Spring is here, and Atlas Mowers has everything you need to get your lawn looking great. Repair or maintenance, we've got you covered. Zero turns, lawn tractors, push mowers, and weed eaters, we can fix it. With great brands like Troy-Bilt, Bobcat, and now carrying Echo handheld equipment, your lawn care will be a breeze. Financing available on most equipment with delivery options available. Make your backyard an oasis with Atlas Mowers, the place that has everything you need. Choose Atlas Mowers today and get the Atlas Advantage.
Hello, I'm Johnny Swalls, auctioneer and real estate broker for the Sons of Junior Quarry. We're out here east of Clay City, Indiana on State Road 246 with 200 acres, 77.5 acres tillable in 3 tracts or as a whole. We have an all-brick 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with a new roof and a large pole barn. There are 2 farm ponds. This would make a wonderful cattle farm. The buyer gets to farm the farm this year. The property may be purchased prior to auction, so please call 812-495-6119 or visit our website, jswalls.com. Talk to me.
Ladies, yesterday I asked you that question. How would you like to lose weight, get more sleep, and just simply be happier? And I'm certain that you're all out there right now waiting for some answers to how to do any of the 3 of these. Joining us today is Dr. Sarah Gottfried, who has answers for us, and she is the author of a great book, Brain Body Diet. Welcome to Good Day Live.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, let's start off by talking about this way to change our lives, and what you're saying could take as little as 40 days?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't realize that it takes 40 days to create a habit, especially with the way that you eat, move, think, connect, and supplement. Those are the things that really move the needle when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to reversing anxiety, depression, even that early memory loss that sometimes happens after age 40. So give me 40 days and we will start to remove the toxins, the brain trash that can make your weight go up and also make you lose intelligence. Those are called dementogens.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, when you think about the brain and the body connection, I know there's so many ways it's connected, but in this case, what are the connections you're talking about?
Well, you know, what I discovered on my own is that the connection between the brain and body is so essential to your long-term health. And it's the piece that's often missing because I didn't learn about it in medical school 25 years ago. And so a lot of doctors are not thinking along these lines. So that means that as consumers, we need to be. So what's the connection between the two? Well, if your brain is out of whack, your body is never going to be quite right. And if your body is out of whack, your brain is never going to be quite right. So we want to connect these two and basically upgrade the performance of both.
So how does this book specifically target women as far as helping us improve our overall being?
Well, women, I think it's important to realize women are not just smaller versions of men. You know, we've got unique issues. Our brains are different. Our bodies are different. They're different in terms of our hormone levels. And so women are especially vulnerable to certain issues. One is we've got double the rate of depression, double the rate of insomnia, double the rate of Alzheimer's disease, and much higher rates of anxiety. So this 40-day protocol is really designed to help reconnect brain and body, and to do it with a simple format that includes eating a pound of vegetables a day, making sure you're getting 7 to 8.5 hours of sleep every night, and also intermittent fasting, which I find is such a game changer for women.
So when we talk science, because you're a doctor, obviously there's probably a lot of it invested in this program. What is the science behind doing those things you just mentioned?
Well, I'm a graduate of Harvard and MIT, so evidence and science is super important to me. And I think women, unfortunately, have been experimented upon up until now. And so it's essential to me that we've got the best science behind this protocol. So I went through thousands of studies. I synthesized them so that you don't have to go through them. And what was essential to me is to really take the science and translate it into actionable information so that you just have, you know, the bare minimum science to get you motivated, and then you start to see the changes within a week so that it keeps you on the path.
Well, Dr. Godfrey, thank you for sending us a copy of your book. We're going to give it away next week to a lucky viewer, but for those who don't win and want more information, where should they go and what should they do?
Well, the best place to go is to brainbodydiet.com. If you want to learn more about the type of medicine that I practice, you can go to metagenicsinstitute.com.
Some good advice there. You know, one thing you can't change, no matter how hard you try, paying taxes. The deadline is looming, and if you still haven't filed, you are not alone. NBC's Liz McLaughlin has some tips.
If death and taxes are the two certainties of life, procrastination might be inching into the top 3.
We have observed over the past 5 years a trend toward people filing later, and this year it's particularly pronounced.
Almost a fourth of filers are waiting until the bitter end, according to TurboTax. Some taxpayers may be delaying this year due to confusion about new tax laws.
The biggest tax question we get is about how tax reform will affect me.
Complicated returns may need the help of a pro, but for simple returns, e-filing is not only the fastest option, it also allows procrastinators to go down to the wire.
You've got until 11:59 on April 15th to file your return.
And it's not too late to take advantage of the federal government's Free File program. Individuals with income $66,000 or less have tax software options to file federal and state returns at no cost. All filers, last minute or not, should double-check details to avoid mistakes and a delayed refund. Direct deposit can ensure getting your money faster.
The IRS will pay 9 out of 10 refunds in under 21 days.
And while you've got all of those financial documents out, experts say it's a good time for an annual fiscal checkup.
It is critical for folks at tax time not just to get the return done, to actually take a moment to think about the impact of their taxes on their lives.
Making adjustments to your full financial picture could make next year's tax filing a little less painful. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
And if you need more time, you can request an extension, but you must file that request no later than midnight on April 15th. And remember, an extension to file doesn't include an extension to pay. You must make your best estimate of what you owe and pay by the April deadline or face interest costs and penalties. The IRS is estimating they'll receive more than 14 million extension requests this year, nearly 1 in 10 filers. That would be the largest number of requests ever received in a year, according to the IRS. Well, after the break, taxes won't make you smile, but we've got a couple stories that will. And that's good because there are some real benefits to your smile. I'll explain. Stay tuned.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
The Missouri Valley Conference heads to Terre Haute, Indiana for the 2019 Outdoor Track and Field Championship. Watch as the Valley's top track athletes qualify to secure their spot in the NCAA Championships. Don't miss any of the action May 10th through 12th at Gibson Track and Field Complex. Presented by the Terre Haute Convention and Visitors Bureau, Via Media, and WTWO TV. For tickets and information, call 812-237-3737 or visit GoSycamores.com. Since 1907, the Valley runs deep.
New support for a casino from some nearby neighbors. Local faith groups come together to address hate. And we'll tell you about a shower for kittens.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, anytime we see businesses out there helping veterans, I think it makes us feel good. There's a new company started by a vet in Chicago with a mission to end homelessness and unemployment for those who have served our nation. He's trying to make it work one bag of coffee at a time. NBC's Analia Ruiz introduces us to the man behind this idea.
They're called Veteran Roasters. They're a coffee company with a purpose. All of these veterans felt lost after the military. But this coffee has brought them back together again.
You know, an opportunity in an industry that veterans never thought that they would be able to get into, especially those that, you know, struggled.
Braden Marty is the founder of Veteran Roasters, a Navy veteran himself. He wanted to offer his comrades a job after the military.
My brothers and sisters who served and then came back, and it's a tough transition.
That's where Veteran Roasters was born. Almost 2 years ago, Marty partnered with the nonprofit Racks for Honor to help veterans find the social services they need. He also works with Passion House Roasters. They helped him with the equipment and space he needed to start the coffee company. Their mission is to help struggling homeless veterans like Pedro Diaz.
The things that I had the most problems with was finding a purpose.
Pedro was in the Marine Corps and had trouble adjusting to his life after the military.
Thinking about just, you know, committing suicide. And I was going through my phone to say bye to all the people. And I looked at my phone and it said, I got to the yes and it said suicide prevention. I called that number and the lady talked me down.
Pedro turned his life around and Veteran Roasters was there to help. They offer veterans job, help with housing, and other services they might need. Now Pedro feels like his life has a purpose again.
That security, a sense of kind of like belongingness where it's like people see me and they understand me.
I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Veteran Coffee Roasters currently has 5 veterans employed at their company, and they hope by the end of the summer they'll be able to add at least 1 more. Well, if that story made you smile, good news. It turns out your facial expressions help how others feel. Researchers analyzed results from 138 studies, and they all involved more than 11,000 people from around the world. They all found smiling makes others happier. Expressing negative emotions had an impact too. Frowning made people feel sad, and scowling, well, that made people feel angry. So smile more often at people. You'll be helping them too. How about some more smiles right now? We're going to head to Augusta, Georgia. A par 3 day at the Masters. It's a family day for both players and patrons alike. Any parent can share the magic of the Masters with their kids, and it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. For one dad from Michigan, the once-in-a-lifetime was a race against the clock. NBC's Meredith Anderson has this special story.
Chase and Harrison Tasker are identical twins with an identical fate.
All they've done is play golf their entire life until this disease has come on.
And it came out of nowhere when they were 14 years old and junior golf champs.
Eventually, it's eyesight, hearing, speech, it all goes, and the fatal part is the heart.
You can tell it affects their father's heart, too.
That's pretty tough. So, but we're here, they're enjoying themselves, they're having a great time, it's all good.
And it only got better. Jordan Spieth stopped by to say hello.
Biggest fan. Hey, how you doing?
The camera actually stayed out for a lot of the day, and for Jason Day.
Hey, bud. Good to see you. Picture, quick, with Jason and the boys.
The man in the middle is Anthony Netto with the Stand Up and Play Foundation. He was injured in combat in Iraq, but says being able to play golf again saved his life.
it's just so easy to do. The little white ball is more important than, you licking your wounds.
So he pays it forward.
They can play golf again. They can stand up in the chairs, play golf.
Today it was all about the players, though.
If it's a small bunker, you're moving around.
Even Mr. Player himself.
I bet you a lot of your buddies wish they were here this week, eh?
It's an experience none of them will ever forget. And just in time, too. Dad says Chase and Harrison are running out of time.
So that's why we're here, so they can hear it, see it, because eventually they won't be able to.
A very special memory for that family. We hope you like to create memories on the golf course. If you love to play, we want to help you out because our Valley golf cards are still available at mywabashvalley.com. Under the Marketplace tab is where you go if you're interested in purchasing a Valley golf card. They are available, and they make great gifts, too, if you know a golfer out there. We head to a zoo in Poland now where sick children can visit virtually. Leosh the robot rolls through the city zoo there, showing a live stream of the inhabitants. The robot was conceived by a Polish animal lover whose own son was diagnosed with a genetic muscle wasting disease a year ago. The idea is to bring the zoo to kids who are sick and can't come in person. Leosh was named for Leo Messi, his son's favorite soccer player. He's controlled by a computer or mobile device and accompanied by a zookeeper or volunteer, who then explains about the animals to the kids controlling him. He can also access areas in the zoo that are usually off limits to visitors. That allows the sick children to see zoo life behind the scenes. A hospital psychologist says access to these live animals, even if it's just via the screen, helps these young patients deal with boredom and being confined to a bed. What a great idea. You know what? We're giving away a freebie that's going to give our winner access to a special place at the Indianapolis Zoo, the Dolphin Pavilion, and an in-water experience. I'll tell you who's going to be the winner, and we'll wrap up the day with a happy dolphin in Florida caught on camera. Stay tuned.
Stay up to date on local news that matters. Everything you want is just a click away with mywabashvalley.com.
It's time to get local. Shop, dine, and choose services from local businesses.
Think all outdoor furniture is made the same? Think again. At Glidden Furniture, we're proud to carry Berlin Gardens high-density poly lumber furniture. And it's as comfortable as it is strong. Plus, with a 20-year warranty, you'll be enjoying the chairs you love for years to come. Glidden Furniture, 3631 Wabash.
For a list of businesses, log on to mywabashvalley.com and get local today.
Hey guys, Wes here with Complete Outdoor. It's a new year and time for a new John Deere compact tractor. We're offering the largest rebates on compact tractors in the Wabash Valley. We're doubling the rebates on 1 Series tractors to $1,600 and $2,500 on 2 and 3 Series tractors when you buy 2 or more John Deere implements, plus 0% financing for 60 months. Largest rebates and largest selection from the leading compact tractor company. It's a new year and time for a new John Deere compact tractor at Complete Outdoor.
Finally today, this young dolphin putting on quite a spectacle for people in Florida. You can see him jumping in and out of the water to the delight of everyone watching there. Apparently dolphins like a lot of attention, and this dolphin was definitely getting a lot of that. 5 times in a row he jumped before ending his great performance and swimming off with the rest of his family. Look at that. That's amazing. Our Friday freebie winner this week is going to enjoy an amazing experience at the Dolphin Pavilion over at the Indianapolis Zoo. They're going to have an in-water experience with 2 free tickets to the zoo, a great gift basket, Sour Patch marshmallows, yummy, coming your way, along with $25 worth of scratch-off tickets from the Hoosier Lottery and Vita Ice Waters from Pepsi. Congratulations this week to Becky Shaw of Cayuga, Indiana. Becky, I hope you have a wonderful time at the Indianapolis Zoo. I hope you'll take pictures and share them with us. We'd love to share them with our viewers. And to all of you, the Indianapolis Zoo has some great new exhibits. Visit IndianapolisZoo.com online if you want to purchase your own tickets. On Monday, we're going to make a trip to French Lick, where we're going to get an update on the newest wing of guest rooms. It's right near the casino. And our Friday freebie next week includes tickets to a fun show coming to French Lick. We'll give you all the details on Monday. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a good day.